So I just got done, the garage is a mess, but I just got done building this GT LTS3. The build went pretty straightforward. I'll do a quick montage of the build just so you can see it. But yeah, it's working good, shifting good, stopping good. After the montage, excuse me, after the montage, we're gonna go and go for a ride at my nearby-ish mountain bike park, and we'll see how it actually rides. Okay, that was a bit violent, but we did get it. Okay. That'll go like that. And then we have this that protects everything. And then we have our stem. Ooh, that goes smooth. All right, a little dab. Not much needed. This is kind of weird. I noticed that this side of the V-brake didn't seem to have any spring to it. The other side does, this side doesn't. I noticed that little screw, that little set screw is missing, and that's what helps determine how much spring rate you have. So I'm guessing that's why it's the same thing as if it was completely backed out, I guess. So let me go see if I can steal one from another V-brake set. All right, here are the V-brakes that actually came with that fork. So yep, look at that. See the arm moving as I'm tightening it in? Sure enough. There we go. There's our spring. Ooh, that thing's a little bit twisted up. Yeah, you can see this is kind of weirdly twisted. That's not good. Let's see if we can just simply bend it back into shape like it should be, or at least close enough. It is a pretty simple mechanism. That actually looks decent. So that has to fit in there like so. Yeah, that should work.
All right, here we go. We're on the trail. As I was saying, I've been to this park a few times before, but I've never really rode the whole thing. I don't know my way around at all. Ooh, cool. So we have no dropper seat post. We're on 26. We're running 3x tubes, skewers, all 90s here. But it's going fine. It's cool. I'm having a good time. I think the only time you don't want this type of bike is when you're trying to do too much for it. But this type of trail is awesome. Oh, this is cool. Pretty. All right. Oh, here's something. Whoa, nice. That was fun. I don't remember that last time, seeing that last time. That was cool. All right, I slowed it down a little bit after that speedy start. Now maybe I can talk a little bit more coherently. So the bike. So the bike is actually better on the trails than it is on the street. So I rode it around the street, around my neighborhood, just a handful of times, and I was really kind of like, this is rubbish. It's like, anytime you try to accelerate, the front and the rear shock were just bouncing and absorbing everything, and didn't feel great. But here on the trail, it's doing its job pretty well, actually. All the little roots and stuff are definitely being absorbed by both the front and rear shock. The brakes are surprisingly good, really good, at least for this type of terrain. It says exit this way. Okay, I think we're gonna move on to the north side. Whoa, what's this? Unfortunately, some litter too. The rather narrow bars actually aren't too bad either. So far, my biggest complaint is really probably the rattling of the chain. And there's like a little grind in the pedaling. It's shifting crisply. Maybe that rear cassette is toast, because the whole bike was highly worn out. And this is still the original rear cassette. And I know the smallest cog is no good. When I shift down to the smallest one and I give it very much power, it'll start jumping. Only the smallest one. So yeah, I need to go ahead and replace the cassette. Wow, my GoPro just fell off and I don't see anything broken, so I think I just didn't put it on. I think I put the thing in and tightened it, but I think it wasn't through the hole, so crazy. But the question that comes to my mind is this better than my 1994 GT Timberline fully rigid? It's pretty close, but I will say, if I'm coming to this particular park again, I would rather this bike. Mostly, actually, because of the front and rear shock. Not that I'm taking advantage of all the extra grip it's given me. Not that good of a rider, but it does take the sting off of some of those little roots. But the difference between the 94 Timberline and this isn't that much, really. They both kind of feel quite similar, which is to say, very agile, not that fast, fun, not crazy fast, not loads of grip, a little bit clanky, and this one is even a little more so clanky due to the rear shock. It's not bad, but I can hear it kind of clunking around occasionally. It's definitely a workout and it's definitely a lot of fun, no doubt about that. But I don't know, unless you get a good deal and happen to find one of these, if you're just getting into mountain biking and you want to go with a vintage bike, not sure I would pick this over the Timberline. There's a way more of the Timberlines out there. They're cheaper, they're simpler. I would just go with that. You'll have about the same ride as this. Oh, there's a turtle on the trail. Hello. But it's a fun ride. This is actually a really fun ride for this park. Now, even in Florida, there's parks that this would be a little under biked for, I think. A lot of other mountain bike parks around the country, around the world, this may be a little inadequate. I mean, it can do it, but you might have more fun with something a little more capable is all. Why? Well, these brakes, they are great out here where everything's easy. Yeah, the brakes are totally adequate. The brakes are totally adequate for this park, no problem. But if you're going down a sustained mountain, you'll probably want more power. Same what goes for the suspension. For some much rougher stuff, yeah, you might want something more capable. Same with the grip. Same with everything, basically. So all I'm trying to say is this bike is great for this particular park. Really fun, highly advised. But there's gonna be some places that, yeah, you could ride it, but it's gonna be kind of scary. It's gonna be a bit sketchy. And I've been on those places with 90s mountain bikes before, so I know that from personal experience. But yeah, this type of park, these green trails, these little blue trails, little tiny features, excellent. I will say though, I had the front chain pop off the middle ring and to go down to the small ring on one of the little jump features. I assume when I landed, but that's only happened once so far. But I can also assume if things got rougher, they may happen more. Gotta say though, I'm taking a positive shine to this trail system. Last time I was here, I wasn't too impressed because it was pretty flooded. And I was on my, I was on my Niner SIR 9 modern mountain bike, AKA modern mountain bike, well-spec'd modern mountain bike. And maybe the trail was under trail for that bike, I don't know. This trail seemed rather boring at that time. And of course the water was kind of frustrating. But I mean, I was still riding my bike, so it was still a good day. But yeah, I'm having way more fun today. The front tire does get loose pretty easy compared to the 29-inch wheel and bigger tire. I can really feel it washes out on some of these turns no matter how much I shove it into the sand. But going this slow, it's not really intimidating because if you fall, probably just gonna hit some sand anyway. So my question is, which bike should I keep? My 94 or this 97? My 94 Timberline or the 97 LTS? Ooh, I love my Timberline. Definitely for now, I'll keep both. But I feel like long term, I don't need two similar bikes. And I don't have space for all that. I don't know. I'll keep them both for now, but I'm leaning towards this one. It's heavier. It's arguably more maintenance with the two forks. Not a lot though, or two shocks rather. But it looks cool, and suspension actually does take a bite off some of these roots for sure. Makes it more comfortable. The bike itself is extremely comfortable. It feels to me like riding a hybrid almost. I've been riding for about an hour now. Still feel fresh, still feel good, no problem. It's a great bike, honestly. That's what I was saying in my other video. What was it called? Whoa, somebody's screaming. I think they're out on the street. This just kind of proves what I was saying in my other video, that 90s mountain bikes are still awesome and that you can still actually mountain bike with them. I'm having a great time. The bike's not falling apart. Not going the fastest, but who cares? Having fun. and it's doing the job, doing it well. Totally capable. Don't have many modifications on here either. Slightly wider bars. That's about it. Slightly shorter stem, slightly wider bars, and I mean slightly. Pine needles are a little bit slick. Not too bad. Oh, what is this? Some jumps. I'm not gonna hit them too hard. Not on this bike, at least. We're just gonna roll them. Maybe we'll get some air on this one. There we go. That was fun. Bike handled it like a champ. And I actually could feel the rear shock compressing on landing there. Felt good. Definitely more soft than a full hardtail would be. Whoa. Ooh, those pine needles are slick. They're fine when you're going straight, but when you start turning, they slide right out from under you. Oh, what's this? Something. Whoa. Didn't make it up. Not quite, almost. Definitely could have. Just would have had to realize it was coming up sooner. Whoa, this is big. Whoa. All right. Shift down one. Here's another one. Okay, come on. All right, we did it. The GT did it. Whew. All right. Woo! That was cool. All right, that was fun. Good times there. Whoa, yeah. Whew. All right, nice, nice. Shared experiences like this with your bike are what make you fall in love with it. You have some fun like that. Whoa, here we go. Another one. Up we go. Not too bad. Whew. You can choose to go down one of these. I guess I'll go with this one. Whoa! Definitely not taking those fast, because I don't know where they're going or what the profile is. Whoa. All right, found a nice quiet little place to take a drink, relax, eat a bar. But I think pretty much done with the video. We've been riding for like an hour and 15 minutes. It's been a lot of fun. It's definitely fun. Old bikes, still awesome, still rad. This bike particularly is holding up brilliantly. The only, let me try to think about things that could be better or complaints. The only complaint I have is once the front chain ring, the chain bounced off the front chain ring down to the bottom one. Wasn't a big deal, just popped it back up. Brakes have been 10 out of 10. Of course, we haven't stressed them that much, so you know, it is what it is, but they're stopping very strongly. No problems at all. Suspension's actually, I would say 6 out of 10. It's doing its job. It's absorbing the roots. The bike feels nimble, feels good. Shifting the rear, I'm leaving the front in the middle, but the rear is shifting very crisply. There's a little kind of grunginess in the back, not when it's shifting, but just when it's riding. I'm not sure what that is. Otherwise, it's riding really good. Mostly just leave it as it is. The handlebars being narrow has been fine. Like, it feels good to me at this location for this bike. Pretty happy with the build, pretty happy with the bike. We'll definitely keep it around in the stable for a little while. So I guess I'll end it there. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.